Redhawks, what's up? What's up? It's JR the Boss Man here on JR the Bossman Show. We got a great show for you today. We got Rick Ray on the line with us already. Warren Moon after Rick Ray and Ryan Cameron tonight on the Boss Man Show. And we're going to get it going real quick with my man. I saw him up in Nashville. They played TSU tight up there. I got the winner up there. But he's got to win this week against Tennessee Tech. Southeast Missouri State's head coach, Rick Ray on the Boss Man Show. Coach, what is up, my man?
Boss man, thanks for having me on. Always good to talk to you.
Yes, indeed. And, Coach, I texted you tonight, man. You came off a good win at Tennessee Tech. Your guys was up by 20 or so. It got a little bit tight there, but did you love the fact that your guys held on, even though they had a big lead, let that lead slip away, they held on. So, as a coach, that make you feel real good knowing your guys can fight through adversity the way they did.
Well, I tell you what, you never want to have to go through that adversity. You like to sail away with that 20-point or 30-point win. But the most important thing is guys can learn from their mistakes with the win. It would have been terrible if we had to learn from our mistakes with the loss on that. But really was excited about the way our guys came out and competed and did some of the things that we talked about in the scouting report. So a lot of times, getting the guys to understand the importance of what you walk through and what you talk about on the board, but carrying that on to the court and actually executing. I thought our guys did a really good job of being locked in to the scouting report and playing with some activity.
Yes, indeed. And, Coach, for you guys, I mean, you guys only won 2 games of conference last year. Now you've won 2 already, so you got to feel good with that, knowing you already matched your output last year. And my next point is this. Does it make you feel good in seeing your guys play tough at Belmont, up in second half, but they got one on a run and beat you, but you played them tough, played Tennessee State tough in Nashville, as I alluded to, and then you got these 2 conference wins with your team going to UT Martin on Saturday. So how you feel about that, seeing your team playing hard, still fighting hard, getting that good flow of conference play and playing tough competition early in the slate?
Well, I tell you, it's easy for guys to kind of roll over when they get disappointed with some of the things we did in our non-conference play. But I always talk to our guys about the fact what we need to do is this is a one bid league in the OVC. Unfortunately, you had a team like Murray State a couple of years ago win 29 straight games and losing the last second shot at Belmont in the OVC tournament and still not getting at-large bid. So what you got to do is you got to put all your effort towards doing really well in the OVC play to put yourself in the best position possible to get a great seed in the OVC tournament and eventually win that OVC tournament to earn an NCAA bid. So the first thing we talked about with our guys is you got to make sure that you protect your home court. And we've done that here so far with that 2-0 record at home. And then the next thing you want to do is try to get a split on the road. Now, I think everybody says that Tennessee State and Belmont, those are the top 2 teams in the East and in the OVC. And I thought we really played well at Tennessee State and had a chance to win the ball game there without one of our key contributors playing. And then we were fortunate enough to play really well in the first half against Belmont, but I wasn't able to hold on. So I'm really pleased with the way our guys are trying to come together as a team.
Yes, indeed, folks. Join my SEMO, Redhawks head coach Rick right here on the Boss Man Show, friend of the show, great guy. Now, Coach, I saw you guys play up there at Tennessee State, and that guy Tajir McCall is a beast up there. You got to go play Evan Brad. So, looking at playing those guys and playing how you try your defenses, do you feel like that the slate pretty much get kind of a little bit not easier, but you've played the best so far. So now going forward, you can tell your guys, we played against the best in this conference, supposedly, how they was picked. But look at us. We played them tough. We're hard nosed. Like you said, listen to the game plan discipline, follow the walkthroughs, they'll be okay. And do you feel that way? Because the East kind of stacked, if you ask me. Being Tennessee Tech, another team that wanted to say something pretty good in the conference. So how you feel about that going forward, knowing that your guys are getting a little harder, getting harder now? It's kind of non-conference plays, tough competition. You got to get better from here, right?
Well, I tell you what, boss man, guys are unbelievably resilient. You can go out and you can have a tough stretch and guys find a way to bounce back, but it's also amazing how confident guys can get after just winning one game. So we beat Tennessee Tech here, and guys come in practice the next day, and they're like kind of sticking their chest out and really excited and not ready to work and practice the next day. So I told them it's all about what we do on a day in, day out basis our work habits and us being locked in mentally that's going to prepare us for the next game. So, I said we're going to play the way that we practice. And so our guys kind of took that to heart, and we really ended up having a spirited practice after we talked to them about that. So, you can't rest on your laurels. You also got to find a way to fight yourself out of a slump, too.
Yes, indeed. And looking at Georgia next game, you're on the road to UT Martin. What's some things you're seeing from those guys on the film that you're going to have to make sure that your guys key on to win that game Saturday at Martin?
Well, I tell you, UT Martin always presents a unique problem because they play a matchup zone and they play that matchup zone pretty much 99% of the game. And when you play a matchup zone, you've got to have an offense that has some man principles to it, but you also can't just run a straight man offense. So what we've got to do is we got to be able to attack the gaps and get the ball into the paint. And I think what happens a lot of times when guys hear zone, they automatically think they got to make a lot of threes. And the truth is, what you need to do is you still need to attack the paint and try to get the ball inside, either with dribble drives or with paint touches from post feeds. So it'll be interesting to see how our guys see if they don't settle just for 3-point shots offensively. And then for us defensively, they have a lot of guys that can make jump shots. Most teams you play, they're trying to drive the ball into the paint first, but this team is really good at taking threes and pull up jump shots.
Folks, that's Rick right here on the Bossman Show. Now, Coach, I'm happy for you. In year two, you Southeast Missouri State. I just feel the improvement around your team, watching them play. I feel like you guys could have won that game against Tennessee State. So, for you, being in the show shoes every day, what's the biggest difference you've seen in your program from last year to this year, from last time we talked about your program on the show?
Well, I think the number one thing is just depth. Last year, we ended up with 8 scholarship players and just not enough depth to really go out and compete on a day in, day out basis. And the thing that's really unique about this team thus far is we've got 3 guys that are out for the season with season ending injuries, and 2 of those guys would have been starters for us. So for us to be making the strides we're making as a team and as a program without those 3 young men really speaks volumes of the kind of depth that we've established in a short amount of time here. And the second thing about it is just guys starting to buy into the culture of what you're trying to do both on and off the court. And the thing that we stress here is if guys aren't taking care of responsibilities off the court, then they have no chance of being successful on the court. And what we talk about is if I can't trust you to go to class, if I can't trust you to go to your tutor, if I can't trust you to be at appointments at time, then how can I trust you at the end of the game at Murray State? So we tell those guys those are all correlated and they really mean something. And I'm just really happy we think we got the right guys in here that are going to go forward and try to represent this program and the university in the right manner.
And Coach, you were telling me about a kid that you were recruiting down here in Atlanta that will be coming your way real soon. So tell us a little bit about him and who are some other guys in this area that you may have your eye on that you may want to get to come your way to Southeast Missouri State.
Well, I tell you what, I'm really excited about the young man that we got already signed and committed to our program. Khalil Cuffey is a young man out of Langston Hughes High School, and the coach there, Roy Welsh, just does an unbelievable job with his kids both on and off the court. Khalil is kind of a 6'4", 6'5", big body wing. And the thing I like about him is 2 things. One is he already has the physical maturity and body to come in and play right away. Most freshmen coming into the program, that's the biggest adjustment they have to make is the physicality of the game going from high school to college. And we think with his body that he'll be able to contribute right away. And the second thing about it is I'm just big on guys being able to ring the bell and knock down shots. And I think Khalil will be able to come in and knock down shots for us right away. I think he's an extreme shooter. The AAU game that I saw personally in play, he made 8 3-pointers in that game, playing with the Georgia Stars. So we're just really excited about him coming to the program. I got to give a lot of credit to my assistant, Nick Lagoon, who was a former high school coach there in the Atlanta area. He was at Green Forest Christian and just did a tremendous job of recruiting young man and using his relationships that he has established in that area. So Atlanta is a fertile recruiting ground, and I think it's a place we're going to continue to try to come in and get some of the best talent that we can get to come play for us here at Southeast Missouri State.
Yeah, Coach. I'd say I see a lot of coaches here on their off days here in town, Coach. Because I told you I'm right here in Midtown. right up from Buckhead. So I see him. So I'm like, I see him from the side. I'm like, I know why you here. You trying to get you some talent.
Yeah, no question about it.
I tell people, everybody can't go to Georgia State, and Georgia Tech. You gotta go
Right.
somewhere else. So you can't all go here. So no doubt, you
Yeah.
got to do that. And coach, I saw your tweet about Bill Walton on the game cast, man. Dude is entertaining as I don't know what, coach. What's your thoughts on Bill Walton in general? When he was talking about marijuana on the air the other day with Snoop Dogg, that's reasonable. What's your thoughts on Bill Walton, coach?
Well, I tell you what, one of my best friends is Conzo Martin over at California there at Cal Berkeley. We work together over at Purdue, and so I tend to watch some West Coast games so I can look in on his team and see how those guys are doing. And Bill Walton obviously does a lot of commentating for those Pac-12 teams. And it's just like the entertainment value. A lot of times when I'm watching the games, I really don't even have the sound up. But Bill Walton is on rare occasions when I got to have the sound on because you never know what you're going to get. So there's always going to be some sort of a Grateful Dead
Yes.
reference and just kind of him expounding and going on different tangents. So it's an experience. When I saw he was actually doing a college football simulcast, I said, I've got to tune into this for a little bit and see how it is. But it was just an entertainment value.
No doubt, Coach. But Coach, you've been entertained as well on this show, and I love you, Def. I love what got your team, Coach. So look forward to seeing your guys. Hopefully, I see you at the OVC tournament in Nashville. Hope you guys make it. I see you there and have you on before that. But if no doubt, Coach, we'll have you again in the future. And if you guys from Atlanta you want to have on this show, help you out, feel free to hit me up. We'll make it happen, Coach.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, boss man. You always been good to me.
All right, folks. That's Rick right here on the Bossman Show. Come on, next is Warren Moon after the break.
Hello, I'm Dana Ford, head coach of the Tennessee State Tigers men's basketball team, and I'd like to invite you to be a part of the Rebound Foundation game that takes place February 16th at the Gentry Center at 8 p.m. Central and can be seen on ESPNU. The mission of the Rebound Foundation is to provide the necessary building blocks for women and children recovering from domestic violence. You can make a contribution without being at the game at pledgeit.org, TSU Rebound Challenge. To find out more information about the Rebound Foundation, visit www.thereboundfound.org. You can also follow us on social media at the handle The Rebound Foundation. Help the Tigers stand up against domestic violence by pledging to end it.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success, and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to do 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh, Family Grind, ENT. Believe in it, get it.
We're back here on the Bossman Show, and as promised, I told you we're having back on the show, and we talked about this early this year. We talked about this, the Falcons Seahawks playing in the playoffs and either going out to Seattle or coming to Atlanta, and it's happening, which means we're having on the Hall of Famer, Seahawks radio co-analyst Warren moving back on the Bossman Show. Warren, how's everything out there with you guys in Seattle, man? I know you're excited about this game, and a big one at that, at the Georgia Dome one more time.
Yeah, boss man, we were ready to come on down to the ATL and see what we can do against those Falcons. Falcons have had a great year. Matt Ryan has had an MVP type season, and Dan Quinn has done a great job of turning around the mentality of that football team, and they're playing much better on defense each and every week. So we have our hands full. We know coming in there to try and play a team that's well rested. They've been sitting back for the last couple of weeks waiting to play, and we got one game under our belt last week against Detroit, played pretty well, so now it's on to Atlanta.
Now, Warren, do you feel like having to actually play that game last week actually help Seattle because they've got the rhythm back? They've won a big game, a playoff game against this Detroit, had Thomas Rawls infused offense with life, Paul Richardson making his catches out like crazy out there, one hands and stuff, man. So you feel like playing that game actually helps the Seahawks come into Atlanta where the Falcons had a week off and maybe not be a little bit rusty, come out the game in that first quarter or so?
Yeah, it can happen that way. We've seen teams come off of byes and come out flat and not play well at the beginning because they just got out of that rhythm that they were in, just to end the season. So it depends on how they come out of the locker room and how well they prepared throughout that break where they maybe didn't take too much time off and their practices were very competitive in that. That's going to help to get you back, into your rhythm when you get into that football game finally. But the Seahawks are already battle tested. They've already gone through the first playoff game as far as the anxiety, the emotion, and all that of that first playoff game, and they don't have to worry about that. Now they just go out there and play the game as if it's another football game in the season, where the Falcons are going to have to adjust to this new attitude, this new second season that happens when you get into the playoffs. Because it's a different mentality, it's a different intensity, it's a different energy when you get in the playoffs.
Exactly, and this is a game, Warren, I feel like is a game of two teams that mirror each other. With Dan Quinn being on the Pete Carroll all those years, Dan Quinn bringing it to Atlanta now, there's no secrets out there. Played them in Week 6 as well, close game, a call here there, could have won that game for the Falcons or the Seahawks there, and I feel like this game is a toss-up, actually, because I told people, I guess this is a pick-em to me because teams are evenly matched. Now, the Seahawks coming in off their win, we're coming in off a bye, so that could be a difference if you jump on early. But to me, it's a toss-up, Warren.
Well, the first time we played early this season, it was a close football game, went right down to the end, and we ended up winning 26-22 in Seattle. You got to say that the Falcons have to have a home field advantage because they are at home. They have the crowd in their favor. They love playing indoors because Matt can throw the ball so much better indoors. Don't have to worry about the elements outside. So that's in their favor, and they're rested. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of advantages for Atlanta in this game. I think there's a lot of advantages for the Seahawks. But that's why they play the games, and we'll see how this thing turns out.
Now, Warren, have you guys always seen Paul Richardson as talent he showed against Detroit that could do that? And I was just wondering if you are out there, why doesn't he feature a little bit more? If he can make these crazy catches, make these plays on the field, impact the game in that way that he did against the Lions?
The problem with Paul is ever since we drafted him, and he was a high-round draft pick. He was our first pick a couple of years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. He's just been injured off and on, and never really been able to stay on the field and stay healthy. And now that he's healthy and getting a chance to play because of Tyler Lockett being hurt, he broke his leg a few weeks ago. Paul's getting his chance to play now, and the things that he showed in that game, he shows in practice all the time. Just hard to get on the field when you got Tyler Lockett, Doug Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse, and all those guys in front of you. So nobody was surprised by that as far as people in the organization seeing what he did, but I'm sure the rest of America was, because that's the first time they really saw him out there.
Yes, and I also want to ask you this about Jimmy Graham. Just from looking from afar, it seems like he's not used enough in the red zone for my liking, or used enough just in the passing game period, because the guy's a mismatch. Put him out there on a corner or a safety on nickel guy, he's trouble. So I was just wondering, as a former quarterback, as a guy who watches the game, watches his team a lot, do you feel like that he could be used a little bit more and more volume than he's used already?
When he came to Seattle, everybody knew in Seattle he wasn't going to catch the amount of balls that he caught in New Orleans, because our offense isn't geared that way. We don't throw it up and down the field like they do. And Jimmy came mainly because, of course, he wants to contribute, but he also wants to win, and that's what he wasn't doing in New Orleans. And he got a chance to go to the playoffs last year, and now he's in the playoffs again this year. And he had a great season. He was over 900 yards and receptions. But yeah, we should use him more, especially in the red zone, like you said. And if I was quarterbacking, I would definitely throw the football more to him. I'd throw him some nice little jump balls up there and let him take advantage of that height and that basketball ability. But we don't seem to use him as much that way, and maybe we will down the road. But that's one thing I would try and take more advantage of, is those mismatch opportunities against either smaller DBs or slower linebackers.
Folks, we got Warren Moon, Hall of Famer here on the Bossman Show, Seattle Seahawks radio analyst as well. And Warren also ranks about the offensive line of the Seahawks. To me, seems like they've really improved over the year. And Tom Cable has really done a wonders with those guys. It's the cheapest line in the NFL, as you already know, but he's making these guys work and kind of get them together and they gel at the right time, because they're running game with Thomas Rawls, and if Precise is healthy enough to play, it could be a problem for the Falcons on defense.
Yeah, the biggest problem for them this year, first of all, was their inexperience and their youth. We have 3 rookies starting up on the offensive line. We have our center is his first year playing center. He was our right guard last year. Our right guard is a rookie. Our left tackle is a rookie. Our left guard is a second-year player. So a lot of inexperience up there, and those guys just haven't had a chance to really play together long enough to get that cohesion that you need. And there was also some injuries to those guys throughout the year, so the guys were missing from time to time. But the last 4 weeks or so, they've all been together unit. They've been healthy, and they're starting to get better as a group. And you saw that last week where Thomas, ran the ball well, and Thomas has been banged up all year long too, so he's finally healthy. And I think we might get C.J. Prosise back, who is another really gifted running back that has shown well throughout this year, but he was injured. So everybody's healthy now. They're healthy at the right time, and hopefully we're playing our best football in the playoffs.
Now, Warren, looking at the defensive scheme that you guys run, of course, same kind of Dan Quinn runs, but the Falcons now using Justin Hardy, now using Taylor Gabriel more, Aldrick Robinson, along with Sanu and Julio Jones with Tololo and Austin Hooper. So do you feel like they'll put Richard Sherman on Julio Jones to kind of keep playing that cover one or that single high look that they usually run, and try to kind of deal with the intermediate routes with Cam and Bobby Wagner?
They'll mix it up just like they did earlier in this season. Sometimes Richard went over and played against Julio. Sometimes he stayed over at his left corner spot. And Deshaun Shedd, who's also a big physical corner that can play against a guy like Julio, they'll let him stay on him. And then they'll play their patented zone defenses that they play. So that's what you have to do against a good team. You can't show them the same thing all the time. Like every time Richard goes over there, it can't be man. You got to play some zone when he's over there. Just give different looks to a quarterback like Matt Ryan, because if he gets zeroed in on what you're doing, and just like his play caller, they know exactly what to call if they know exactly what you're doing on defense. You got to spice it up. You got to mix it up a little bit.
As a quarterback, what would you say that Matt Ryan has improved on the most this year to get him to his MVP level and be in his race with Tom Brady and Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, and these guys? So what did you, in your mind, he's improved the most this year from last year?
I just think he has a better feel for the offense, being in his second year, and also really getting rid of the ball quickly. He's getting in and out of his hands because he's recognizing things so much more quickly. And when you can do that and be accurate with your throws, which he's always been, you're going to have a good chance for success. But what I think the Falcons have done a better job of is their play action game. Whether it's the play action in the pocket or play action movement when he's getting it outside on the corners, He's doing a great job with that too. So he's not giving you that same platform he's going to be throwing from all the time. He's moving from different places, and where before you always knew Matt Ryan was going to be right there in the pocket, and defensive line could just zero in on that. Now they can't do that anymore with him because of all the play action and movement stuff they have in their offense.
And last week when we spoke to Dwight Freeney, I told him on the air that I feel like he's the reason that Vic Beasley is playing so well, and he's probably the Falcons' most key acquisition this past year was getting him to help Vic Beasley. So, what do you feel about Vic Beasley as a pass rusher? And you feel like Dwight Freeney is probably the reason why this young kid is playing so well, with teaching him all his tricks of the trade on that line there.
Well, it's always good for a young player to have a veteran to feed off of, and the question is whether that veteran is going to try and help a young player, and if that young player is going to receive that instruction. Because there's a lot of guys that think they know it all and don't want to take any instruction, and then there's older guys who feel threatened by younger guys. So the fact that those two have a relationship together, and he's learning from man, I just dropped his name, but from Dwight Freeney. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good, Warren.
The fact that Beasley is learning from Freeney, that's the problem right there. Those two names is a good thing for Vic, because he's had the best season this year as far as rushing the passer. 14 and a half sacks? Is that what it is?
14 and a half sacks.
Yeah, he led the league in sacks, and after having a pretty disappointing rookie season. So. Good for him that he's taken that leadership. Good for him that he's taken that instruction, and he's made it work for him because he's had a great year.
And I want to ask you about today. We got word that the Chargers are moving to L.A. The Rams moved from St. Louis last year to L.A. and the Raiders probably going to Vegas. Being a guy who played in back when all the teams in their markets, Houston even going to Tennessee as well, and Jacksonville and Carolina being in the league now. Are you sad when you see teams like the Chargers move and the Rams lose St. Louis, leaving those fan bases behind who support those teams, pay their hard-earned money to move just for more money, because politics and people didn't get along and they move? So how do you feel about the Chargers moving up to L.A., man?
I just don't think it's a good move, especially right now. You just had the Rams come up here last year, and they didn't do very well in their first season there. When you have a transition like that, where you're moving a whole organization, you got to go through that transition period, and it affects everybody. You're talking about the players, you're talking about everybody in the front office, families. You have to find new schools for your kids. I mean, houses to live in, all this different stuff, and it really, I'm sure, is a distraction to a football team. So most teams that you see move don't do very well that first year or so, and the Rams were no different this year, and I'm sure San Diego is going to go through the same thing, but that's what big business is all about. It's about money. This game, when it boils down to it, it's about entertainment, and it's about how much money can you make. And it's not only for the players to make money when they move from team to team through free agency, but owners move teams and franchises from city to city. It's something that you hate to see, but that's where we live in, and it's unfortunate when it does happen, because there is a lot of change that goes into it, and a lot of people are affected by it.
And I can remember when I was a kid, when I'm dating myself, when the Titans moved to Tennessee, when the Oilers moved to Tennessee, my mom lived there. I was here on the weekends, and she'd take me to the Titans game and show me where they practiced at Tennessee State. She showed me all the stuff where they was at. I was all over the place in that city when they moved up to Nashville. So I kind of saw it firsthand as a kid when she take me around. So I kind of know exactly what they're going through, seeing it from a kid.
Yeah, they went from to Nashville, they went to Memphis and played at the Liberty Bowl for a year. Then they went to Nashville and played at Vanderbilt for a year. And then they finally got their stadium built and got settled in. But they suffered during those years that they were going through that transition before they finally turned into a playoff team with Eddie George and Steve McNair and all the rest of them. But, yeah, it affects everybody. And you hate to see the city that they leave, because Houston was out football for 10 years before they finally got the Houston Texans, and who knows how long it's going to be before San Diego ever gets a team back, if they ever do.
And last one for you, Warren, is this: are you happy to see that the NFL owners are not going with the retread coaches right now? They're giving guys like McDermott a chance, McVay a chance, and giving guys like Vance Joseph a chance to be a head coach rather than go with the same old retreads where you know what they are, you know what they're about, and you know what it's going to be. Are you happy to see that giving some guys new opportunities to be head coaches in the league now?
Yeah, it's kind of been a trend now the last few years that they're going with some younger coaches to start their careers. They've seen where younger coaches have had some success in winning early, and so if you see somebody else having success doing a certain thing in the NFL, it's a copycat league, and they're going to copy that. So it's great to see these young defensive coordinators like Vance Joseph and people like that get that opportunity to be a head coach in the National Football League. We need more African American coaches in head coaching spots, and every time I see one, I get a big smile on my face because these guys deserve those opportunities.
You think Lynn will probably get the job in San Diego? Do you think he has a chance with that? Well, L.A. now? He has a chance to get that Charger job now?
Who's that?
Lynn, Anthony Lynn of Buffalo, the running back
coach
there.
I thought he was going to get the Buffalo job. I was really surprised that he didn't, but because I knew they thought really highly of him and didn't want to lose him as an offensive coordinator. But he's another guy that deserves maybe to be a head coach, and maybe that's a job that's right up his alley, San Diego.
Yes, indeed. Well, Warren, I thank you for your time again, Warren. I appreciate you a lot. I hope to see you when you come to town this weekend, and hope to see who wins this game on Saturday at the Dome, man.
Yeah, it should be a good win. Like I said, it's going to be two really good football teams playing against each other, and two good quarterbacks. And when you have two good quarterbacks in a big game, anything can happen. So we'll just have to wait and see how it turns out. But hopefully, it's a great football game, and everybody enjoys it.
Yes, indeed. Well, Warren, thank you again. You have a great night, man. You have a safe trip when you come out here, man.
Okay, take care. Great talking to you as always.
All right, folks. It's Warren Moon here on the Bossman Show. Next is Ryan Cameron after the break.
Hello, I'm Dana Ford, head coach of the Tennessee State Tigers men's basketball team, and I'd like to invite you to be a part of the Rebound Foundation game that takes place February 16th at the Gentry Center at 8 p.m. Central and can be seen on ESPNU. The mission of the Rebound Foundation is to provide the necessary building blocks for women and children recovering from domestic violence. You can make a contribution without being at the game at pledgeit.org, TSU Rebound Challenge. To find out more information about the Rebound Foundation, visit www.thereboundfound.org. You can also follow us on social media at the handle The Rebound Foundation. Help the Tigers stand up against domestic violence by pledging to end it.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success, and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
Back in the Jared the Bossman Show with John Beckler. We got special guests for you, V103 Atlanta, and we got the Hawks player announcer and the Falcons pregame show, 99 The Game. It's my man Ryan Cameron on the show. Ryan, what's up, bro?
What's good, man? What's happening?
Man, not much, man. I'm hyped and pumped for this game on Saturday. I know you hyped and pumped. You got a live remote tomorrow morning at the Crystal. Man, how you feel about this game for the Falcons on Saturday, man?
I mean, it's a big sports weekend, boss, man. You know, I mean, you got Hawks on Friday, the return of Al Horford coming back, you know, since he left us, and then you got Saturday with that playoff game, and then you got Sunday another, the King Day game. I'm actually down here at Phillips Arena right now, man, practicing with Regina Bell and John Bell in the choir, man, because, you know, we get a lot of love for the intros we do on King Day. So, you know, the choir's out there. We're going to introduce the players like we always do with the choir. So, you know, it's a big sports weekend. But back to your question, man. Hey, everybody, you know, win and stay home, baby. All we got to do is win, and we stay home all the way through. We're going to roll to the Super Bowl.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, how this matchup, last game we played out there, them boys, we should have won that game. We know Sherman in the field, Julio, should have been us a win. So knowing that, knowing what we know about that, you feel like we got this game in hand. If Matt does what he does, Julio balls out, defense shut down Russell Wilson, and we play future, we'll be all right, won't we?
Well, I had a conversation with Hugh Douglas today, man, and we talked about the fact that, you know, Matt has to he's got to play 3 really great games, and then he could put the rest, any of the detractors or any of the people who are always talking about, but when it comes to Matt Ryan, he's great, this, and he's this and that, but he hadn't won with this and one playoff game. But, you know, if he can play 3 great games, man, he can put all that to rest, and he already has Hall of Fame numbers. All he needs is that ring.
No doubt, no doubt. And would you say this is probably his best team he's ever had? With the talent he has on offense, those running backs with Coburn and Freeman, and the receivers he got with Gabriel from the Browns cut him. They made a mistake, obviously. Robinson, you got Hardy, Sanu, along with Julio Jones to make him all these weapons on the field to attack you high, low, intermediate all day long.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at it, man. The Falcons, when players have gone down, have always found somebody that's over in the cut, that's came up, that's, you know, been able to show and prove. And I think that's the one thing about this team, man. You watch, and, you know, compared to teams in the past, you hear the players talk about it, man. It's a different kind of team. You know, I was watching, you know, Steve Young today on on the shows. He was like, you know, the Falcons, it's a different kind of Falcons team because the Falcons have always been, you know, decent when it comes to the regular season, but then they nut up when it comes to the playoffs. But I don't think that's going to happen this year, man. I think it's a team that is you know, is ready for destiny, and he predicted Falcons against the Steelers for the Super Bowl. I'm like, hey, I'm with that. Let's do it.
Let's go to H-Town for that. V Live is on the way for me for sure. but yeah, man, hey, think about this. Warren Moon said on my previous segment just told me that Dwight Freeney was the Falcons' best player because how he's helped Vic Beasley. Do you agree with one sense of how Dwight Freeney has shown Vic Beasley how to be a pass rusher, or how to get around these linemen and do his spin move and stuff? So you feel like he's been our key player that we signed last year was Dwight Freeney to make us make this run we on right now.
Well, you know, when the Falcons when they signed Dwight, they said he wasn't going to come in and be a coach. But I don't think that's been the case because you look at, I mean, come on, man. How does Vic Beasley go from what he had last year to leading the league in sacks and making a Pro Bowl? It ain't because he changed his diet.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, it had to be because somebody was over there in his ear. And, you know, one thing about a professional player, man, it's one thing if you come out of college or you come into the league and you think you already know everything. It's another thing if you come out and you come into the league and then somebody say, hey, you know, hey, young fella, let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to do this, and this is how you can be more effective. You do this and you do this, and then you put that into a plan and it works. Because once that works, then you're going to be more apt to listen to more advice, and you're going to get better, stronger, faster. And now we got Super Vic. You know, that's what we got right now, man. Hopefully he'll show and improve again on Sunday. You know, with 13 days off, we should be good and go. And, you know, but like me and my man Hugh Douglas was talking about today, man, He said both times he had a layoff, they lost. One time they didn't have a layoff and they lost. So you can't really tell, man, because any given Sunday, you never know what's going to happen. I'm predicting the upset in Dallas this weekend. I predict the Falcons to do their thing and handle this, and then we'll see what happens next week.
No doubt. We got Ryan Cameron here on the Bossman Show. If you want to 3 Hawks play announcer, Falcons pregame show, that's time the game, people. Check him out. Now, Ryan, like you said, last year in the Dome, you feel like this is our year because last year in the Dome, 25 years of the Dome, going to the stadium next door, we got to close the Dome out with a Super Bowl win. 25 years of the Dome, been getting stuff in. So you feel like we got this because that's our sentimental value. It's our year, man. What you feel about that?
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, man. It's destiny. I mean, it's no reason. I don't think it's a coincidence that it's the last year of the Dome and they get ready to tear that thing down and put it in some kind of movie, and then that's a wrap. I mean, it's the cards are lined up. If the players do what they're supposed to do, the fans do what they're supposed to do, it'll be a great ending for a great run, for a great building. It's kind of like the great memories, but why not go ahead and take it out the best way it can be, with a championship?
Now, I heard you talking about this morning, Ryan, on your show this morning about Dan Quinn, the Falcons not want to play future or no Russell Wilson. If it was me, I want to get in dude's head. Play wicked, same damn time, March, everything to get in that man's head. Why won't the Falcons let go and do it? And you're not both of them. DJ plays anyway at the Falcon game, so he'll not play in the set no more because of they said not to?
No, I just think, the Falcons, they said they weren't going to do nothing on purpose. But, the DJ was in the paper today, the official DJ of the Falcons, saying, he played future every game, so he wasn't going to stop now. So it may be it's going to be interesting to see, like, even if they play instrumentals, that's how we do stuff when we get around stuff. You ain't got to play the lyrics. You can play the instrumentals. I mean, you still know it's Caroline, even though you don't hear nobody rapping, you still know that beat. So if Future drop any of them beats, without the rapping on that, we still gonna know that Future. So it's a way to get around it.
You better believe that. Now for you, you're Atlanta native, born and bred. What has been your most memorable moment at the Georgia Dome?
Probably when it was supposed to be Michael Jordan's last game, and we had like 51,000 up in there, and I was doing the in-game announcing. I was the guy who did all the contests on the court, and it was packed in there. Then I got another Dome memory when one of the players got mad for the Hawks and kicked the ball over the stands and it hit somebody. That was a big memory. And then when Holyfield fought in the Georgia Dome, wanted to bring it home and almost lost. So I got lots of memories, man, but they all are sports related, that's for sure.
I've got 2 more for you, man. How pleased were you to see how the Falcons fans responded to Michael Vick when he played against them Aints, when they came out there and how they cheered that man and what he did for this city, galvanized us, entertained us all those years, man. We have to see how the fans really gave him a true response and an ovation. They kind of touched him out down below when he came off the field.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that, man. I think time heals all wounds, man. I mean, especially when you talk about somebody who not only did they, serve their time, but they came out and tried to be a better person and be an advocate for something that got him into a lot of trouble and cost him some years of his career, man. I think for the fans, whether you hated him or you loved him, when you cannot take away from the fact that when he was an Atlanta Falcon, that he made this building become electric. He made the Georgia Dome become electric. I just remember seeing in that play when he beat Minnesota and split them 2 defenders and they crashed into each other. I knew we had something special, man. And you know what? I'm glad that they recognized him. I'm glad the fans gave it up, and I'm sure he was very pleased.
And final one for you, as you mentioned, Al Horford returns tomorrow night to the Highlight Factory. How is it going to be for you not to be able to say Al Horford boss when he comes out there and plays tomorrow night playing at Boston Green? How is it going to be for you, man?
Well, me and Al been going back and forth on Twitter, man, just direct messaging, man, but not really, over live. But, Al's always been a good guy, man. He's always supported me, come and hung out with my kids and done stuff and, been a really cool guy. So for me, it's always been, all love. But trust me, when I introduce him, he's definitely going to be just Al Horford. I don't care what he does.
I want to hear this. That foul was offensive. Al Horford.
Al Horford.
Hey, man, you the best, man. Hey, thank you as always, Ryan. I'm going to see you at the game on Saturday, man. Rise up, bro.
Let's go, man. We'll see you.
All right, folks, Ryan came here on the Bossman Show.
Hello, I'm Dana Ford, head coach of the Tennessee State Tigers men's basketball team, and I'd like to invite you to be a part of the Rebound Foundation game that takes place February 16th at the Gentry Center at 8 p.m. Central and can be seen on ESPNU. The mission of the Rebound Foundation is to provide the necessary building blocks for women and children recovering from domestic violence. You can make a contribution without being at the game at pledgeit.org, TSU Rebound Challenge. To find out more information about the Rebound Foundation, visit www.thereboundfound.org. You can also follow us on social media at the handle The Rebound Foundation. Help the Tigers stand up against domestic violence by pledging to end it.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success, and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Album is available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today, True Speech and 313 Fresh, Family Grind ENT. Believe in it, get it.
We're back here on the Bossman Show. New year, new show, Bossman. Had Coach Rick Ray, Southeast Missouri State. Had Warren Moon, Hall of Fame football player, Seahawks radio analyst. And we had Ryan Cameron, V103 Atlanta, the Hawks PA announcer. But now, we're joined by our new email reader and featured on the Basic 16 with me. It is Jay Monique, who has a big fan who will not mention, but he's dumb as I don't know what. How you doing, Jay?
Hey.
Yes, indeed. She is here. And we're going to do the boss report, so Jay's how's it going to work. I'm going to read you a story. I'm going to get your take on the story. This is a bad take, of course, but we'll get your take on this story, okay?
Okay.
No doubt. Well, folks, you've been waiting on it. It's time for it. It's here. It's Boss Report. The first story is this. Down in your area, Florida Crazies. Ex-NBA bench warmer Orion Green arrested for breaking into 2 women's homes and following them while they sleep.
What?
Exactly. Exactly.
Wait, he broke into 2 women's homes and then he followed them while they were sleeping?
Yeah, he fondled them and touched on them and groped them while they sleep.
Oh, that's one sick man. That's a sick dude. He needs a lot of help. That's a sick man.
I would say so.
I mean, the thirst is real.
Yeah, like, no wonder you're not in the NBA no more. You're just a bench warmer because you can't even get females. You have to go fondle them to get some action. Terrible.
Exactly. Yeah, he just needs to stay over there on that bench. Keep warming it.
Here we go. We got Mr. Ruin Your Team. Trey Songz is blamed for New York Giants' losses to the Packers after he hosted a sassy yacht party with Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard, and Victor Cruz.
He what?
He hosted a party with Giants players and they lost to Green Bay last week. So he's blaming Trey Songz, Mr. Ruin Your Team.
Dang. That's a shame.
I would say so for Mr. Songz.
That's definitely a shame.
Yeah. He's got arrested in Detroit. Now he's making teams lose.
Yeah, he's just taking those L's.
Yes. Major L's. This has been your area again. Get this. Florida man is arrested after using an industrial broom to break into a house to steal electronics, steal beer, and wings, and fall asleep on the floor.
Wait, I need to rerun that part about using an industrial broom to break into houses.
Yes. Florida man was arrested after using an industrial broom to break into a house to get electronics, steal beer, eat wings, and he falls asleep on the floor.
Yeah, that's another person that just has... he just took an L on that.
Exactly.
I mean, wow. Because, I mean, normally people break into houses to, steal a bunch of things of valuables. He ate wings and got drunk and laid on the floor.
Yeah.
I didn't know you need to break into a person's house to do that in the first place.
Exactly. That's another bad take right there. Terrible take. This is just bad takes on 10. Here we go. This happened right here in my backyard. Gay Georgia porn star arrested after beating his boyfriend with a laptop after coming home and catching him watching gay porn via the Xbox.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Out of all the things to beat somebody with, you're going to take up a laptop, which is a value, by the way. And you're going to beat somebody with it? I mean, does it say how many times he hit him with the laptop?
Over 40.
What?
Yes.
That laptop's thinner.
It was a Toshiba laptop he hit him with, too.
Not the Toshiba?
Yes.
Oh, no.
This is my question, though. You are a gay porn star. What's wrong with him watching gay porn?
Yeah, I don't get it why he would be so bent out of shape about him watching gay porn, considering that he is a gay porn star. Yeah, that doesn't even make the slightest bit of sense.
I'm just trying to make that correlation. How's that a sin or wrong when you are a gay porn star?
Right.
Just saying. And Florida man arrested after driving on ex's lawn and throwing oranges at her windows after refusing to break him off some cakes when he dropped the kids off.
After refusing to break him off what?
Some cakes.
So he decided to drive by her house, and so let me get this straight. So this is a drive-by of oranges? That's what we do now?
Yes.
That's how they doing it?
Yes.
Yeah, watch out for that X. You need to be doing a drive-by orange shootout.
Well, what's worse, oranges or gain and loss rate? What is worse?
Both of them are pretty bad, to be honest with you. Because I've never heard of somebody, they decided the best way to hurt their ex is to throw oranges at their house. I mean, I know during, like, Halloween time, like, people are at risk of having their houses egged. You know, if they don't answer the door, if they don't give out candy and stuff like that. And they barely even do that anymore. But to throw oranges at an ex's house, I've never heard of that.
Terrible. We have wasted air. Slizzard Canadian pilot arrested after being found slumped over in cockpit with porno playing on his phone, drunk 3 times past the Canadian legal limit of alcohol.
Wow. Yeah, don't trust that pilot. Wow.
Exactly.
Out of all the places to get drunk at. He has all these lives in his hands and decides to get drunk. Okay.
And watch porn while he's allegedly flying the people.
And watch porn. Wow. What was the name of this airline again?
Big porn watcher. Huh?
What was the name of this airline again? To make sure I don't go on it.
Air Canada.
I won't be flying on Air Canada.
But will you fly on Delta?
Yeah, because the guy that you speak of, as far as Delta, he's in the international section. That is international though.
Yeah, it could be. Exactly.
That's okay. If I know I'm flying Delta, I'll just, take carry on just something so he ain't throwing my bag.
Exactly. And we have a naked Florida man and is arrested after breaking into home on a quest for, quote, sesame seeds for his hamburger. What?
So he did what?
This naked Florida man was arrested after breaking into home on a quest for sesame seeds for his hamburger.
Well, first of all, I'm confused for a couple of reasons here. First of all, why was he naked to begin with? What does being naked have to do with sesame seeds at all? And why was he looking for sesame seeds for his hamburgers? Why not just buy buns with sesame seeds already on them? I'm confused.
Exactly. Like, what?
So how was he trying to get these sesame seeds again?
I never knew that they sold sesame seeds by the bag. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I thought it was already on the bun.
They have, quote, bag sesame seeds, allegedly. Why, first of all? Why?
Right. Why would somebody have those? I mean, at the end of the day, who wants to turn around and take time out of their time to turn around and manually put sesame seeds on a bun?
They're going to fall all the way off when you pick it up.
Exactly. That's what I'm confused with. I'm not much of a fan of sesame seeds myself in the first place, but I guess that's why I'm even more confused.
Another bad take, right? No takes have been good so far on the Boss Report today. None. It's going to get worse here. Maryland man is arrested after shooting at wife and ending up in a standoff with police over a grilled cheese sandwich that someone took a bite out of behind his back.
Wow.
Yeah. That is just ridiculous.
Yeah. These are some really bad takes.
Terrible. Like, what? Who does this?
He does.
I guess a Maryland man does this. And this is another bad take. Naked Florida man once more arrested.
What? What's up with these naked people?
I don't know. Maybe they hot down there. I don't know. Naked Florida man is arrested after attempting to burglarize spy store by posing as a vendor selling, quote, surveillance cameras and condoms.
What?
Yeah.
So he decided to pose as a vendor while naked? While trying to commit a burglary?
Yes. By selling surveillance cameras and condoms. Literally.
Wow. Yeah, he definitely took the L on that one.
Hell, well, here we go. We got to be going back to Virginia. Virginia man arrested after cracking homeowners in the head with a frozen salmon package, tying him up in the basement, and having a party get shut down due to, quote, excessive marijuana usage and sex on the front deck.
Wait, so he was mad about the excessive noise and all this other stuff, so he hit them over the head with a frozen salmon pack?
Oh, no, this is a burglar who cracked the homeowner's head with a frozen salmon package.
Not right.
Tied him up in the basement. Then he had a party at their house. It got shut down It was excessive marijuana usage and sex on the front deck.
Wow. I'd have to say that's probably among the craziest ones. First to begin with, let's start with the frozen salmon packet. I've never heard of a robber or a criminal using that as a weapon.
Exactly.
And decided to hit somebody over the head with a frozen salmon packet, and then turn around, tie them up so that he could have a party in their basement.
Yes.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Are you sure?
One of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
I was gonna say, I'll be okay. If you're sure about that, I'll go with that. Oh my God. Well, we have a Florida man arrested after breaking into an apartment and inviting a back-page date and local escort over for a special party of adult sorts so he can, quote, feel the power of the woman.
So this guy did what? I'm confused.
He broke into an apartment, inviting his back-page date and local escort over for a special party of adult sorts so he can, quote, feel the power of the woman.
Feel the power of the woman. This guy's a weirdo.
Yeah. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wee. Texas man is arrested after posing as a OBGYN for 3 years and getting free fills on ladies and other out-office benefits for service.
He's just a pervert. He's just a pervert, because I can almost guarantee that the main reason why a man would sit up there and pretend to be an OBGYN is just to, cop a feel, when otherwise he wouldn't be able to do so.
I think anyway about OBGYN anyway, you must be a weird man to want to go in that line of work. I know you make a lot of money because people keep having babies and stuff and need checkups, but if you're a man, choose that profession, I'm concerned.
Well, believe it or not, a lot of these male OBGYNs are actually married to women. Of course. Yes, they are married.
Well, that's good. Because I was wondering for a second what's the purpose. But yeah. Woo-wee. Texas man's on one. We got another Florida man is arrested after going into Starbucks restroom and using a hand dryer to dry off from hose pipe bath.
What?
Exactly.
Why on earth would you go into Starbucks and do that?
And what's a quote hose pipe?
Yeah, that's the part that confused me too. Maybe he was just hosing himself down or something, and then went in there. Maybe he can't take a shower. Maybe his water was shut off or something.
He had to be naked then.
That's messed up.
Why else would he get arrested for drying off? He had to be naked, right?
Exactly.
See, the answer to this story missed a key detail. He was naked, a naked Florida man. Woo-wee, and the final story in the Boston Report today is this. It's been a good one already. Florida man arrested after filming detective showering after climbing up tree right next to her restroom so he can see her in all of her, quote, awesomeness.
Wow. So which one was the detective? The female was the detective?
Yes. He climbed up the tree to the taper in her bathroom.
Well, that's a dumb thing to do. I mean, first of all, somebody shouldn't be doing that anyway and peeping in on somebody taking a shower or peeking in on them, period. But I mean, on top of that, to make matters worse, the man turned around and peeked in and put it on tape. A detective? That's the dumbest thing on earth. One of, I should say.
And my other thing is this, why did you have windows in your bathroom? Why don't you have curtains up in your bathroom?
That's another thing, too. How did he just get access that easy to be able to get a full view of her in the first place? So just like you said, why didn't she have curtains up?
I know you're in the upstairs house. People still see up there.
They sure can.
I mean, I'm like,
They sure can. Plus, you
come
got
on.
drones and stuff. People are getting drones. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Oh, God. This report's been crazy. So, Jay, what is your take on your first Boss Report experience today?
Oh, my gosh. I think a lot of these stories were weird. I think these people are a bunch of weirdos. Some were worse than others. Some were crazier than others. But, yeah, it was just off the charts with these bad takes tonight. Just off the charts.
No doubt. Well, Jay, tell my people about your show, the Outline Show, radio show, and your new gig here reading emails.
I'm a radio personality on Outline Show. It's been around since about November 2015. We talk about celebrities, entertainment, sometimes dating or anything else that we find interesting or was a headlining story, and then we talk about it, give our real opinions about it. We're not scripted or anything like that. And also, there's interviews on there, and, some have been celebrity interviews that are on the show.
No doubt. Well, folks, she's here reading emails this year, as I told you previously, and her show is... She got rid of some horrible people, which is the same way I did here. But, so we have that in common, too, as well. So, folks, we enjoyed this week's show on the Bossman Radio Network, BossmanRadioShow.com. Like I said previously, Rick Ray. We had Warren Moon and Ryan Cameron and Jay Monique here on the show, folks. Check me out. It's been the Bossman Show. We out.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Hello, I'm Dana Ford, head coach of the Tennessee State Tigers men's basketball team, and I'd like to invite you to be a part of the Rebound Foundation game that takes place February 16th at the Gentry Center at 8 p.m. Central and can be seen on ESPNU. The mission of the Rebound Foundation is to provide the necessary building blocks for women and children recovering from domestic violence. You can make a contribution without being at the game at pledgeit.org, TSU Rebound Challenge. To find out more information about the Rebound Foundation, visit www.thereboundfound.org. You can also follow us on social media at the handle The Rebound Foundation. Help the Tigers stand up against domestic violence by pledging to end it.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft, whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft. Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success, and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.